So in this video, I'm going to go over and discuss a few reasons why I think Battlefield 4 is the best Battlefield game to date. Before I get into it, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear if you agree with me or disagree with me and why. If you end up enjoying the video, feel free to like and subscribe for more Battlefield content. So to start off, Battlefield 4 was released on October 29th, 2013 on PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and PC first. Then, later on, it came out on Xbox One and PlayStation 4. I didn't realize it was that long ago that it was released on the PlayStation 3 and 360, and it still looks phenomenal to this day. Anyway, we all remember the first year of its release. It was rough. There were plenty of tech issues, with connection problems, glitches, random high ping, crashes, and the famous netcode problem. Now when discussing Battlefield 4, this bad first year has to be mentioned because we cannot forget it and let developers get away with publishing unfinished games. But I don't want to dwell on this any longer because I mainly remember the good I had playing Battlefield 4 more than any of the negatives. Battlefield 4 was pretty special to me. It was my first main entry into the Battlefield franchise. I played a little bit of Battlefield 3, but not compared to Battlefield 4. I loved playing it every night when I got home from school or sports. And over a few years, I put roughly 500 hours into it, which isn't a lot, but it's still a good amount. During this time, I always watched Jack Frags, Level Cap, Matimio, and Frankie on PC covering this game. But now, onto more of the actual game. The single player was I played it once and don't remember it at all, so I think that kind of perfectly shows what I think of it. It looked beautiful, but didn't really have a lasting impact like Battlefield Bad Company 2 or even Battlefield 3. I enjoyed that more so. But the multiplayer was fantastic, and that was what it was made for. The gunplay was phenomenal, and I would say that it was the best at that time and in the franchise. There were tons of guns to use, and since it was a modern setting, I think that really appealed to us and is now appealing to us again. The attachment system was cool, and you could customize each weapon to look like a modern military weapon. But some attachments did the exact same thing and had the same exact stats as others, but just looked different. So really, it was just an aesthetic change and did nothing else. Which I really didn't mind, because although some weapons were better than others, it was really down to the player if you could be good or not. You could easily get good and dominate with, frankly, any weapon and any class, and that was one of my favorite parts of the game. I could just use weapons that sounded good and looked cool and still dominate. Assault rifles were fun, snipers had a hard learning curve, but it was so satisfying to learn and master and just have a good time playing. The game was the definition of a sandbox experience, especially in Conquest mode. You could use whatever you wanted, weapons, classes, vehicles. I think there were over 40 vehicles in the game, which was crazy at the time, and it offered such dynamic gameplay with every single match. This sandbox nature basically made the game popular with the only in Battlefield moments, which will hopefully return in Battlefield 2042. Speaking of only in Battlefield, we can't forget to mention Levolution, the marketing campaign term thing of destruction and map changing events in the game. The Siege of Shanghai, tower falling when they first had that reveal, was epic in my opinion. Paracel Storm, with the storm happening through the match, and then the ship crashing onto the land, taking out the flag and replacing it. They were cool and weren't on every map, but the hype for it kind of died fast, in my opinion. But it was a fun feature nevertheless. Also on maps were battle pickups or whatever of extremely overpowered weapons. It was fun to use them occasionally and get some great one-shot kills. My favorite was the Railgun Sniper from the Final Stand DLC, which also was probably my favorite DLC. Speaking of DLCs, they were actually pretty good, mainly Final Stand and Dragon's Teeth. And the game modes were good too, such as Gunmaster and Classic Conquest and Rush games, but some of the maps did kind of suck for Rush. The last two things I wanted to talk about are the CTE and Easter eggs. The CTE was one of the best parts of Battlefield 4. It was a place where we could test new features the developer put in the game before it was fully released. And that was what really fixed the game. It fixed netcode and helped increase the tick rate of servers going from 30 to 60 and even 120, which made the gameplay much smoother and reduced netcode issues. Lastly, Easter eggs were an epic part of Battlefield 4. It was a great marketing device and brought the community together. The whole Phantom program was awesome, with the long searches to put the pieces together to finally get the Phantom bow in the end. And of course, we can't forget the Megalodon on Paracel Storm. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and maybe relived some of your experiences playing Battlefield 4. I've been playing it a lot recently and can't wait for Battlefield 2042. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next adventure.